Hi, I'm Lydia. I'm back in the kitchen and I am going to be making cough syrup today. So it's actually not even winter yet. It's technically fall, but it just got cold here. In fact, we had our first snow overnight and everywhere you go, sickness is rampant. So with school in session, the kids are sick and it is really just time for me to get some cough syrup in the fridge. We have a few coughs going around the house currently. And nothing too major, thankfully, but we have had some ear infections and things like that, and it just gets settled. So during the day, I don't usually administer cough syrup unless it's just really bothering them or it's hurting my kid's throat or my throat, but you want to get it up. So I encourage them to cough during the day. But at night, it just really keeps them awake. So the minute they lay down, they cough, 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 and you just can't fall asleep. So this would be great to have a teaspoon before bed to kind of help you sleep. So we're gonna make it, and it's super simple. All you're going to need is 2 cups of water, and then we're gonna add some herbs in along with ginger, and we're gonna let that just simmer and reduce to about half. So you're looking for about a cup of liquid when you're done, and that way it can just really emulsify and get all of the goodness out of the ginger, the thyme, and the sage. So let me just, while I'm cutting up my ginger, I've got some ginger here. You're gonna wanna remove the skin and just get the fleshy yellow part, chop it up fine. So while I'm doing that, I thought I'd just go over some ingredients of what I put in and why. So ginger is great. Obviously, gingerol is the main compound found in ginger, and it contains antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and immune boosting properties, which is pretty cool. And it's just a really great expectorant. So this is something you definitely want to add in. Especially if your cough is a bacterial infection, then it's really going to be super helpful with that. I also put in sage, which is a natural antibacterial, and it is an expectorant. It's anti-inflammatory as well as thyme. So thyme gives it a really nice herbaceous flavor and is a great expectorant. It's in all the old sage and thyme were in a lot of the old time cough remedies. And it's just a good one to keep in. I mean, it worked so well for years, I don't know why we took it out. So I'm gonna add these in. Whoops, that one got carried away. I'm gonna add these in. Okay, so after this simmers down and reduces, I'm gonna add some other ingredients in, and I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper. So cayenne pepper actually can relieve a sore throat, and what it does is it suppresses the chemical that carries the pain messages to your nerves. So cayenne pepper is gonna be really good if you have a sore throat, even like strep throat, things like that. That's what or you're just sore from coughing, and you know how it gets. So that's gonna actually help with that. Now, if you're administering this to children or somebody that's pretty sensitive to the heat, you won't wanna use too much. This recipe calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon, which isn't much, but you can reduce that or even leave it out if you prefer. That's completely optional to you. I'm also gonna use lemon, which is antibacterial and immune boosting. In fact, garlic and lemon combined are really, really great for strep throat. So we're not actually gonna put garlic into this cough syrup, but you just might keep that in mind for future reference. All right, and then the last thing we're gonna add is honey. It's a really nice coating. It just kind of gets in there. It makes it a nice syrupy flavor. It adds some sweetness and is kind of helpful when you're giving it to the kids because they are going to take it a lot better if it has that sweetness, and it will coat their throat and really hang on. So I'm gonna get my ginger all cut up and I'm gonna get everything added to my pan and go ahead and let this start simmering, and then we'll touch back and I'll show you what to do after that. All right, so I went ahead and let that simmer, reduce down, and then you strain it out. You're gonna go ahead and press as you strain just to get all the juices out of the ginger and the herbs. And then what's left, you'll have about a cup of liquid. You're gonna add your lemon juice. Go ahead and stir that in. And then I'm going to add my 1/8 teaspoon cayenne pepper. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add my honey in. Get that all stirred up. It may not be the most beautiful color of syrup, but it has no added colors, no additives, just pure and natural. So it's going to taste good due to that honey and the lemon and the ginger. It has a really great flavor. As far as appearance, it's nothing to write home about. I'm gonna go ahead and store mine in a jar that it can be any jar or container that you want. You could store this out on the shelf for about a week, then you're gonna wanna put it in the fridge. So I go ahead and just put mine in the fridge and leave it in the fridge and administer it straight out of the fridge. So you're gonna get a lot longer shelf life by doing that. Probably about a couple months, and then you'll want to repeat if it's not through yet. So with my extra ginger and everything else, I'm just gonna compost. There's no waste here. And go ahead and pour that into my jar. And there's your cough syrup. I will put this in the fridge. I will give a teaspoon to my littles and about a tablespoon for adults or big kids. Ooh, and there's a cough that needs some right now. I hope this was simple and helpful, and it can treat some coughs in your house. So go ahead and give it a try. It's really quite easy.